1, 2, 3.
Blazer!
Feeling Potter. Davis hammers it down. Trujillo.
Stay where you're at, CJ.
Yes, sir! Oh, wow!
Trailblazer. Welcome to Trailblazer Tip-Off.
Let's go!
And welcome inside Burns Arena. We are ready for a Saturday matinee matchup between Utah Tech and UC Riverside. First ever meeting between the Trailblazers and the Highlanders. Hi there, everybody. Rod Zundel along with Mike Olson. Glad to have you aboard this afternoon for this matinee matchup. And Mike, Trailblazers coming off a hard-fought, physical, defensive battle last Tuesday night against future Big Sky opponent Portland State. They had a 5-point lead with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left and couldn't hang on.
Yeah, that's a tough loss for the Trailblazers. That one will sting. And losing a game like that was a game they played well enough to win. And I think in many of their minds, that was a game that they should have won handily. Fortunately for the Trailblazers, they get a chance just a couple nights later to jump back and try to get some redemption.
Trailblazers outscored 10-0 to end that game, the final 2:20 minutes to turn a 5-point lead into a 5-point loss. Utah Tech now 4-5 on the season. UC Irvine coming in at 4-3. They've won 2 in a row. Their last outing, a 9-point win against Grambling State. Before that, a 14-point win, University of San Diego. They're somewhat similar as Portland State. They got a big guy, and then they got a couple of quick guards like the Vikings had Tuesday.
That's a great point, Rod, because this team, just like Portland State, will establish their game early inside. They're going to look to pound the ball inside first. A lot of action on the outside. They'll get some dribble handoffs, just like Portland State, and then try to free up that post isolation and then attack from there.
All right, so Tuesday night, Trailblazers hard-fought loss, 5 points to future Big Sky opponent, Portland State. Time now to take a look back at some of the bright moments from Tuesday night in this edition of Sounds of the Game.
Yes, sir. Game time, baby. Get the dub.
Welcome inside Burns Arena.
Yes, sir.
It's time for college basketball, the second ever meeting between Utah Tech and the Vikings of Portland State. These are future Big Sky opponents. Toby, the back door, there it is. Holt right down the barrel, got it. First lead since 2-0. Holt. Right down the barrel, Jashawn Holt. Underneath, nice dish. Oh, baby. What a pass to Noah Belonga. Wow. That's Tanner Davis. Got it to drop. Here comes Belonga. Behind the back, Trujillo underneath the Potter. Hammered it down. Oh, what a play and a fast break by the Trailblazers. And there is Chance Trujillo in amongst the timber. Count it. Belonga for 3. Yes, sir, Noah Belonga. Madiba Wana gets in the act. Wana dumps it underneath to Toby. Arimi puts it up and in. Give the assist to Madiba. Trailblazers by 3 under 2.5 to play. Underneath, Awana. Yes! Oh, what a pass! Holt to Awana. Yeah, that was a heck of a ball game. Even though it was a defensive struggle, only 2 players for Utah Tech into double figures. Ethan Potter, 18, Chance Trujillo, 12. Got to have better production on the offensive end from your other guys.
Yeah, it's tough to win a game, Rod, when you're shooting 5 of 21 from downtown. A little bit of slow start for the Trailblazers, and they played from behind most of the game. They've got to have better production both outside and inside.
And you mentioned the struggles from beyond the arc, 5 of 21 from three-pointville. This UC Riverside team, they're number 1 in the Big West Conference at defending the 3, holding their opponents to 29%. Utah Tech shooting just under 28%. So something's got to give there if the Trailblazers want to get some separation today.
Yeah, and it's about how those shots are generated, right? For Utah Tech, you want to avoid those quick three-pointers that are rushed, a hand in your face. They're best at just executing when those three-point shots come from the inside, back out, high percentage shots. That's where you see Utah Tech get to shoot that higher percentage.
Riverside has had trouble protecting the basketball. They turned it over quite a number of times. Talking with their head coach, Gus Arginal, he said, we have got to slow down the turnovers. And Trailblazers, pretty good defensive team when it comes to steals, averaging 7 steals per game.
Yeah, this UC Riverside team, they want to get out in transition. They want to push, get the ball off Henderson's hands, and then he's out making plays. But sometimes that leads to just being a little bit rushed. Some of those turnovers are forced just by playing at a fast pace.
While the Trailblazers only average just under 28% from three-point land, Riverside, they're averaging over 36% from three-point land. Overall, these are a great shooting team from the floor. 47% field goal percentage for the Highlanders.
Yeah, when you look back, that's 47% on the year, right? I mean, that's a very efficient team. Where are they getting those efficient shots? It's in the paint.
Yep.
This team has scored over 70 points combined the last 2 games in the paint. So they're looking to establish those high percentage shots early inside with post touches.
All right, counting down the moments till tip-off, Utah Tech and UC Riverside Trailblazers wrapping up a 3-game homestand. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Back with the final word from the head coach after this.
Welcome to Utah Tech University. From classrooms to cliffs and lectures to lakes. Here, we celebrate active learning, active life. Our Trailblazers learn by doing, are career ready, and solve real problems with real partners to meet community needs. Here, students get the full college experience and choose from 300 affordable academic programs. All in one of the most stunning destinations on Earth. With this as your backyard, life is just as active as your education. Come experience active learning, active life at Utah Tech University.
All right, we're getting close. Utah Tech and UC Riverside. Saturday afternoon matchup. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving and you're kind of sloughing off the stuffing, Mike, as both teams are out on the floor getting ready to go after it here. Utah Tech 4-5 on the year. UC Riverside, they're 4-3. They've won 2 in a row. Time now to get the final word from head coach John Judkins, and we start by talking about Tuesday night and the missed opportunity.
Coach, what did you learn about your team against a very good Portland State team that came right down to the last couple of minutes?
Well, that's a good team. I think we beat ourselves on that one. That's what we learned. I mean, we had a lead going in late in the game. Everything was going well. We just didn't execute very good at the end of the game. They got a couple offensive calls on us. They had a travel on us. They got a couple easy baskets that we didn't get back in transition. But again, we played good enough to win. We just kind of beat ourselves and didn't execute as good as we wanted to late in the game. So that's one thing. Defensively, I thought we were pretty good. We held them to under their average. We held them under their percentage. Everything was good that way. It's just probably more of our execution late in the game. And then our offensive rebounding wasn't very good. We had 3 offensive rebounds to their 16. Those are just extra possessions that we got to get, especially late in the game like that, where we do miss a shot, big deal. We got the offensive rebound, we get another chance and go, that's something we got to work on. So those are the things that I saw the most.
They really came out and started the game kind of through the first punch, but you guys fought back, so that tells you a lot about what this team's about.
Yeah, we tried something different the start of the game, and I mean, it could have been that. Our defensive stuff, but I don't think so. I just think we didn't come out ready to go, and they did, and they punched us. The good thing is, Rod, the positive part is that our guys fought back, and they got back within the game, and then go up at 2 at half with the terrible start that we had. We were right there where we wanted to be. So we got to do a better job. You're right. We got to do a better job coming out and being ready to play, and those 5 starters, whoever it is, they got to have that energy and come out. You can't let people out hustle you or have more energy than you do at home. It doesn't make any sense. But it was a quiet gym. There wasn't too many people here, and that's not the reason why. But we got to learn how to play with a quiet gym or with a lot of people. And hopefully this Saturday will be the same. So hopefully we can get guys playing harder.
What about tonight?
So they're a lot like the Portland State team. Portland State had the big guy. They had a guard that was really quick. It's a lot. The only difference is they got a guy who can really light it up, shoot it. We have to adjust that way. But, I like our chances. I think these last couple of days of practice have been good. They felt the same way I did on that Portland State game. We let one get away, and so hopefully we come out with that fire, that energy of, hey, we're not losing here. We're not going to lose 2 in a row. We're not going to lose here. Let's get it done, and it'll be a fun game. I'm excited to play.
All right, that was Utah Tech head coach John Judkins, and he said it was a missed opportunity on Tuesday, and I agree.
Yeah, it's a missed opportunity, but still one you can learn from. So ultimately, the true test is if they get better from that loss, right? If that stung the way that it should stung, and everything that Coach Judkins just mentioned, we'll see if that had an effect tonight.
That's kind of a glimpse of what it's going to be like next year when we go to the Big Sky Conference. Portland State picked second in the Big Sky, contend for a title. UC Riverside, on the other hand, not so much in the Big Sky. They are picked 9th out of 11 teams. Utah Tech picked 6th. So, this is a good chance for one of these teams really to get some momentum, because Utah Tech goes into Santa Clara next Wednesday, and they are a very good basketball team.
Yeah, both these schools have a rough preseason schedule ahead of them. You talked about Utah Tech. For UC Riverside, they've got BYU and UCLA on the schedule before they start conference play, all before Christmas. So both teams gearing up for their conference play.
Yeah, Utah Tech goes to Santa Clara, they come back, and then they go to Weber State, and then they fly out of Salt Lake City, and then they go to Creighton. Creighton was in the top 25 just a couple weeks ago, but they've fallen on hard times, and then they got the Christmas break. So great opportunity for the Trailblazers here to wrap up the 3-game homestand and start feeling good about themselves before they go out on the road. All right, we got the national anthem, and then coming up next on The Fan, Caden Formaster will have the call on radio. Mike and I will have it on ESPN+. Utah Tech, UC Riverside, first ever meeting. Tip-off coming up next.